Hey folks, it's Jerry Wink again, and it's time to start working on adjusting entries. So what I want you to know about adjusting entries, just some basic information to start with, and we're going to start here with this study objective number 2. It's all about accrual basis accounting. So there are two different bases of accounting that are used, accrual basis and cash basis. So accrual basis is what we're using for our accounting in this particular class. Under accrual basis of accounting, we're going to record our revenues when they are earned, and we're going to record the expenses when they are incurred. Okay, so revenues when they're earned does not mean we get the money right then. Instead, we've done the work, we've performed the work, we've sold a good or a service, and we have earned our money. That's when we want to record our revenue. We want to record the expenses when they are incurred, which means when we've used the electricity, when we've used the water or the gas or whatever it is, the expense that we've used. When it's incurred, we want to get it recorded in the proper period for our our financial statements. Accrual basis of accounting is generally accepted accounting principles. It's the focus of what we're going to do. But you need to understand the difference between accrual basis and cash basis of accounting. For the cash basis of accounting, we're going to record revenues when cash is received, and we record the expenses when cash is paid. So just because we receive the money does not mean that we have actually earned the money yet. And just because we paid a bill does not mean that we've incurred the bill yet. So what we want to do is we want to make sure at the end of an accounting period that we have all of the revenues recorded that have been earned in that accounting period and all of the expenses recorded for that accounting period that have been incurred. So if you keep that kind of in the forefront of your mind, that's your objective, that's what you're trying to do. We're going to have several different examples of adjusting entries that we're going to work with, and what we're going to end up with is a chart similar to this. The only thing that I would add to this chart is underneath each of these words like prepaid expenses, I want you to put a 3-part definition in there. So in the lecture notes I have that you should know all 4 different types of adjusting entries. So prepaid expenses, prepaid revenues, accrued revenues, and accrued expenses. Let's just run through the definitions pretty quickly, and then we'll be done for this part of this video. Okay, prepaid expenses are paid in cash. So number 1 item, they are paid in cash. The second item, they are recorded as an asset before they are used or consumed. Okay, so they're paid in cash, they're recorded as an asset. Before they're used or consumed is the third part of that definition. Okay, a prepaid revenue is number 1, the cash is received. Number 2, it's recorded as a liability. And number 3, before the revenue is earned. The accrual, accrued revenue, number 1, the revenues are earned. Number 2, they're not yet received in cash. And number 3, they are not yet recorded. Accrued expenses, number 1, the expense is incurred. Number 2, it is not yet paid in cash. And number 3, it is not yet recorded. So work on those definitions. Make sure you can get all 3 parts to each definition. And then I'll come back with another video that talks about each individual item. So we'll have 1 video per adjusting entry type. Okay, see you in a little bit.